I'd like to welcome everybody in the Shawnee Heights family. I am Matt Hirsch. I'm the interim superintendent here at Shawnee Heights. I'm here today with Lauren Tice Miller, who's our Shawnee Heights School Board president. We wanted to talk to you today and provide a brief overview of what the school year might look like this year. Before we do that, let me introduce myself a little bit if you do not know me. I've been at Shawnee Heights since 1991. I'm a lifelong T-Bird. I started as a math teacher, coached wrestling, moved up to associate principal, and then up in the central office in HR, and now into this position. My wife's been a teacher at the district for a long, long time also. Just a lifelong T-Bird and very committed to what our district does.
I'm Lauren Tice Miller. I'm school board president. I have also been in the district my entire life, only leaving to attend Kansas State University. I graduated from Shawnee Heights. I went to Tecumseh South, and I came back to start my family. I have 3 children. I have an 8th grader this year, a 4-year-old, and an almost 2-year-old. So we are rooted in this district and plan to be here for a long time. And I want to provide to you today an overview of our meeting last night. We took some action that approved the back to school plan, which you can find on our website at usd450.net. We also approved a start date of September 1st, 2020. And last night we only determined our start date. Our next meeting, which is on August 3rd, will include looking at our options for a full school calendar. So we will be approving that at our next meeting. We will also be starting on September 1st in our hybrid model under scenario 2, and Matt Hirsch is going to explain more about what that looks like.
So all students that attend Shawnee Heights as we start the year will have 2 options. One, they could be in the hybrid situation where they come to school, or they could choose a full remote learning. Hybrid learning is a combination of being at school a couple days a week and then being at home doing online learning a couple days a week. The way it's going to work is we will divide our student body up in half, so only half of the student body is at school at the same time. Students in the alphabet last name A through K will attend school on Mondays and Tuesdays and then be off for Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Students in the last name L through Z will be doing online learning at home Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and then be back at school on Thursdays and Fridays. So every student will be at school 2 days a week and then off 3. In the remote learning option, students will be home full-time doing learning, and we will provide learning for you at home, and that will come in a variety of situations depending on what grade level you are. We have created documents to support that, and those will be sent out here in our email, and I believe will also be on our website for you to look at. If you go to our Shawnee Heights website, there will be a big link on that information. You can access it. One of the questions I know is as we go through the calendar, what days will I be going to school, what days will I not, because we have some short weeks and things like that. So when we put out the district calendar, we will make sure that those are clearly noted on it so you can know when you come to school and when you do not. A little bit about our district plan. We had a large task force of 75 people put together to create a good plan for our district. The key elements of that plan, as I look at it, are all about creating layers of protection. And the more layers of protection, the better off we are. So I wanted to cover some of those layers of protection that we have lined out in our plan. First off is busing. We follow Shawnee County health guidelines, and right now the suggestion is that all of us in Shawnee County do 1 student per seat. All students will be wearing masks. The only exception to 1 student per seat is when you have a sibling. So if you have a sibling or you live with somebody, you're allowed to sit together. So this means our bus capacity will be at half capacity. Social distancing would be another level of layers. When students are at school, we expect them to follow the 6-foot social distancing when they're out and about. The only exception to this for students or staff is in the classroom. Our guidance from Shawnee County Health Department is that 6 foot of social distancing if you're not wearing a mask is similar to 3 feet of social distancing when you are wearing a mask. And so we will give a little bit leeway to that in the classroom, but most of the time we will still try to maintain as much social distancing as we possibly can. Temperature checking. The governor's mandate, our executive order, asked us to all do temperature checks for everybody entering buildings, whether you're a student, staff, or a visitor. So we will be doing that. We have purchased equipment that will move kids and adults through temperature checking every day. So everyone will have their temperature checked to make sure everybody's safe and enter the school building. Face masks. As you can see, we're wearing ours. A very, very important part of maintaining the virus and not having spread is wearing a mask. And so all students and staff from pre-K clear through adults will be required to wear masks every day. And we will be enforcing that within our buildings. Hand sanitizing. One of the requirements is that we will have all our employees and students wash hands regularly, and we want them at least to be doing that once an hour. That can mean actually washing hands, which is the preferred method, soap and water, or they can use a hand sanitizer, which we'll have in classrooms. And but once an hour, we expect that to happen to help maintain good cleanliness. Cleaning protocols, very, very important for our plan is all our cleaning protocols. We have all our regular protocols, but we're adding to that high touch areas is really going to be our focus. So anytime we have areas that are touched regularly, especially by multiple different people, those need to be cleaned at a regular interval, and we'll be working with that each day in our schools. Our hybrid schedule also has the Wednesdays off almost for most weeks. And so what that does for us too is it allows a day in between groups that we can do some extra cleaning to get ready for that next group coming in. And then the last one is just our exposure guidelines information. We work very, very closely with the Shawnee County Health Department. They've been wonderful to work with. And we have actually been assigned a school liaison for Shawnee County, and she will work directly with us. So when we have questions about when we have a positive case within our school, who is considered a close contact, which of those close contacts need to quarantine, she will help us make all those decisions. Just because we have a positive case of a student or a teacher in a classroom does not mean that whole classroom has to be shut down per se. But she will be helping us make those determinations, and we're very thankful to Shawnee County for giving us that opportunity to work with them. That kind of lines out some major areas of layers of protection that we've developed in our plan. I appreciate all the hard work that went into that, and we're excited to be able to start a school year and try to our best to keep everybody safe in all ways that we can. To wrap this up, I just want to say, please be safe. We have several weeks here before school is going to start on September 1st. I would highly encourage you to be safe, practice social distancing, wear your mask. That is the #1 way we're going to keep the spread of the virus down. As we get to graduation weekend and different things right now, please be safe and help us with that. Keep school open as much as we can.
And I want to thank you, Matt, for all the time that you've put into this plan, and I want to thank everybody else who's been involved. And I want to just thank everybody who's reached out to us and provided their feedback, their questions, and given us an opportunity to listen to them. We look forward to seeing all of you safely return when September 1st gets here.